Good morning, students. I'm Meenakshi from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Today, I'm going to teach you the topic Public Key Infrastructure in the course Network Security, second unit. So, what is public key infrastructure? So, public key infrastructure is defined by the standard RFC 2822, that is Internet Security Glossary, and in that we have the definition. It tells that PKI as the set of hardware, software, people, policies and procedures. So why we need these things means they all are needed to create the certificate, to manage the digital certificate, to store the digital certificate, to distribute the digital certificate, and for revoking the digital certificate. So this PKI is completely based on asymmetric cryptography. So asymmetric cryptography is nothing but we have used two different keys, one for encryption and the other one for decryption. So next we move on to PKIX model. So from the figure we may find out some basic key elements in this model. They are end entity, registration authority, certificate authority and a CRL issuer, and we have several functions also related to the key entities. So what is PKIX? So it is public key infrastructure X.509. So it is known as PKIX. It is the working group and it has formulated a model and it is fully based on certificates. So as I told, the main key elements are end entity, certification authority, registration authority, CRL issuer and the repository. So what is end entity? So it is the term which is used to denote the end user, the end devices, or it may be any entity. It is identified in the subject field of public key certificate. That is, for every certificate you have to mention the subject field, that is for whom the certificate belongs to. So that subject field denotes the end entity name, that is the end device name or the end user name. So normally the end entities consume or support the PKI related services. The next element is CA, that is CA denotes certification authority. So he is the person, he issues the certificates, and the CRL. CRL is nothing but certificate revocation list. So he issues the certificate to the end users, and it supports a variety of administrative functions also. So next one is registration authority. It is an optional component, it is not a mandatory one, and the certificate authority assigns a number of administrative functions to this registration authority. As the name implies, it is mainly associated with entity registration process, but anyway it can also assist some other functions also. Then CRL issuer, again it is also an optional component. This issues, that is CRL issuer issues CRLs, it publish CRLs. So this CRL issuer is assigned by CA. So CA only assigns a particular person as a CRL issuer. So it is also not a mandatory one, it is again the optional component. Then repository, so it's nothing but it denotes several methods or some method how to store the certificate and how to store the CRLs. So then only we can get the certificates later. So that's why we need several methods for storing the certificate. So it is handled by the element repository. Then we move with PKIX management, functions and protocols. So the functions includes registration, initialization, certification, key pair recovery, key pair update, revocation request and cross certification. So protocols, the two mainly used protocols in PKIX are CMP and CMC. So as I told, we have a number of management function. The first one is registration. So through the registration only, user first makes itself known to certification authority. Okay, that is before getting the certificate from the CA. the user has to register himself through the process which is called as a registration. So usually it involves online procedures and offline procedure for mutual authentication. Then we move with initialization, that is, it is the process by which we are installing the key materials and they have the appropriate relationship with the keys stored elsewhere in the infrastructure. Then third one is certification. So it is the process by which certificate authority issue the certificate to the user and it return the certificate to the user's client system and it saves the certificate in the repository. So all these are done by the process called certification. Then key pair recovery. So if the currently used keying material is no longer possible, okay, the accessing of the existing keying material is no longer possible means we have to recover the key pair. So to recover the key pair, we are using the process key pair recovery. Then key pair update. So usually we can update the key pairs and using the key pairs you can issue the new certificates also. Then a revocation request. So if if the end entity's certificate is compromised or his private key is compromised or his affiliation is changed, if the name of the subject is changed, then you can give the request for certificate revocation. Then cross certification, that is, it involves two certificate authorities. They exchange the information. Okay, by exchanging the information, they are cross verifying, they are cross certificating one another. So that's about the management functions. Then we move on to management protocols and they are defined in RFC 2510 and RFC 2797. The first protocol is certificate management protocol and the second one is certificate management messages over CMS. Okay, so they are the two protocols which are used in PXIX model. So that's about PKI. With this, I am concluding the topic. Thank you so much.